Right, UFC 326 is tonight. We've talked about the main event, the co-main event. We're going to do the rest of the card. But most importantly, if you're new to the channel, give a subscribe, give a like, a comment. I enjoy the comments, reading people's opinions on the fights and stuff like that. Obviously, we cover UFC, well, MMA and boxing as a whole. But yeah, trying to get to 100 subs before June. We're on 87, so a subscribe would be much appreciated. But let's get straight into it. So in the bantamweight division, we've got Rob Font versus Raul Jr. This is an interesting matchup for the bantamweight division. It's the old guy against the new guy. Rob Font being ranked number 13. Raul Jr. is not ranked at all, so it's clearly the UFC trying to get Rosa Jr. to the top 15. And they're seeing Rob Font as the guy to, okay, we don't mind Rob Font losing. Let's make that matchup. So that's what we've got here. We're going to talk about Rob Font. We're going to talk about Raul Jr. And let's get straight into it. So Rob Font, ranked number 13, record 22-9, with 9 KOs, 4 submissions, and 9 first-round finishes. Rob Font's been around for ages, you know. I remember I got into UFC, I think 2018, I've been into it, and you know, looking at the rankings, I always thought, who's this Rob Font guy? I haven't seen him fought yet, and then he comes back from an injury. That's why I realised that he weren't active, and then he just went on an absolute tear. You know, getting to quite high in the division. I'm pretty sure he was in the top 5 because he had a massive win against Marlon Moraes by KO. So I think that jumped him all the way up to the top 5, but we'll talk about his wins, his losses. So some of his wins: Thomas Almeida by KO, Sergio Pettis by unanimous decision, Carl Phillips by UD. I forgot this guy's first name. Is it Anthony Yanez or Anthony Yanez? Yanez, the guy people were comparing to against George Masvidal, saying, oh, he's the next Masvidal. The guy, oh, he's going to become a top 5 and a champion. Had very good boxing and stuff like that. He was a up-and-comer, and there was a lot of hype around him. But Rob Font, you know, the grizzled old veteran coming in, KOing him and that. So Rob Font has showed that if you put him against these new up-and-coming guys, he can derail him, he can stop him. Cody Garbrandt by UD, like I already said, Marlon Moraes by KO. That's his probably biggest win on his resume for wins. His losses, so he's got Rafael Sunsao, John Lineker by UD, Andre Munoz by sub, Jose Aldo by UD, Chito Vera by UD, Corey Sandhagen by UD, Davison Figueiredo by UD, and Martinez by UD last time out. So it shows that it's hard to put away Rob Font. Rob Font clearly shows he's tough as nails. You're going to get very lucky to finish him. You know, this guy hasn't been finished often by what? Andre Munoz has been, you know, the best journeyman, I will say, ever in the bantamweight division. Any top contender has had to go through Andre Munoz. Okay, no shame in losing to him. Rafael Sunsao, another guy who is very good. Okay, got subbed by him. So 2 subs, that's it. But, you know, Davison Figueiredo is a massive puncher. Okay, Rob didn't get finished. Corey Sandhagen's a good finisher. Didn't get finished. Marlon Chito Vera, another good, strong guy. Jose Aldo. So Rob Font is tough as nails. I can't see Raul Jr. definitely KOing him. I can't see him definitely KOing him, but, you know, I might be wrong. But Rob's got some of the best boxing inside the bantamweight division. I mean, his jab alone is like a sniper. He will just keep jabbing the bleeding head off you. He will constantly 1-2, jab. Like, try and keep you away. The keys to win for Rob Font is definitely keep it on the feet. I think out of the 2 guys, I think Rob's the better striker. I think we can clearly see that Raul Jr. is the better grappler. But, you know, we'll have to see how this fight plays out. But that's my opinions on Rob Font. Let's go on to Raul Jr. 11-1 with 2 KOs, with 6 big wins coming by submission and 6 first-round finishes. So looking at that, young guy, fresh into MMA, only got 1 loss, still a big prospect. 6 big wins by submission. He's clearly a grappler. He's got the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, the grappling department on lock for how short of a career he's had. There's no big wins here, clearly, because he hasn't been in the UFC for long. But he's very young, stepping up in class. I mean, Ross Jr. is only 21. He's a year younger than me. I'm 22. He's a very good grappler. I think he joined the UFC when he was, 18, 19? So he was generally just an adult, just an adult. And he's stepping up in class massively against Rob Font. I mean, his last win, Morales, I don't even know who this guy is. I won't say journeyman, but I don't know, some guy Bruce was clearly going to beat. But from him to Rob Font, there's massive steps. Rob Font's fought the who's who's, former champions, former title challengers, top contenders all around for wins and losses. Rob Font's fought everyone, so Rob Font's clearly got the experience. I mean, his record, 22 wins alone. Rosa's got 12 total fights. So how do I think the fight's going to play out for Rosa Jr.? You've clearly got to take it down. Your best hope is going for a submission or just grappling. Because if he stands up with Rob Font, I think Rob Font will just ping him apart, piece him up. I think Raul will have to take it to the ground, try the submission, or just hold him there. Just beat him up. He's now 21 years old. He's kind of coming into his adult frame. You start coming into your adult frame. I think you want to say 22 to 25, you start getting your frame of your adult built. Raul is slowly turning into it compared to what he was at 18. I mean, the comparisons of how big he looks from 18 to now is different. He's slow. He's growing up in the UFC. That's what it is. He is growing up in the UFC. So, but like I said, the grappling department is where Rosa Jr. would definitely win. Who do I think is going to win this? Oh, it's a hard one because I do think Rob Font's massively underrated. I'm going to go with Rosa Jr. just to be safe. But I'm not going to be surprised at all if Rob Font does get a KO or, a win. It won't surprise me at all. I mean, I think the main reason why Raul Jr. is getting this is because they need a new star. He's very popular with the chi-woo-woo thing. What, to be fair, is quite funny. It's quite, he is entertaining. He is popular. So obviously, there's popularity there. I'll be completely honest. The UFC, like the Mexican stuff, they do the UFC Noche thing. Rosa Jr., if anything, he's the next big Mexican star. Brandon Moreno, if want to be honest, he's on the way out. So they need a new Mexican star, and I think Raul Jr. is definitely that star. He has got that popularity. He can talk on the mic. His fights are fun, to be fair. I haven't seen him in a boring fight so far. He will, majority of the time, get the finish. So I believe that's why they're pushing him in this way and stepping him up massively in class against a Rob Font. But yeah, I'm going to go with Raul Jr. I'll say with an unanimous decision. I don't think he'll finish Rob Font, but I'm definitely not going to be surprised if Rob Font beats him at all. But that's my predictions for Rob Font versus Rosa Jr. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And like I said, comment, subscribe, all that business, and I will catch you in a bit.